we have completed the introductory part of linear programming problem, in which we have discussed different terminologies that we are using in LPB concepts or LPB problem solving methods. Also, we have discussed how to formulate LPP from a given theoretical problem. Today we will see the first method of LPP, how to solve LPP using graphical method. So before discussing before solving any example, we'll see what is the graphical method. This graphical method is used to find out optimum solution for a given problem. Optimum solution, we already discussed that solution may be either maximizing the value of objective function or minimizing the value of objective function. For that, we can solve the identify those values using LPP, and out of that a graphical method. The second is this graphical method is only applicable when maximization or minimization function has two variables. If your objective function contains maximum two variables, then and then only this graphical method is used. If your objective function contains more than two variables, then graphical method is not possible to find out the optimum solution. So this is the basic and very important things that you have to remember. Graphical method is only applicable if your objective function has two variables, two condition variables or two decision variables. And third one, in this method, the coordinates of all corner points of a feasible regions are determined, and then values of objective function at each of these points is computed and compared. So we'll see some basic concept. This is feasible region. So, and the name itself indicates that this is a graphical method. So you have to draw a graph, and graph is having x-axis and y-axis. Also, to draw a graph, we need to draw some lines. How to draw lines, how to identify coordinates, that we will see with some example. But from this diagram, we can say a region which is below this first line and second line is my feasible region. So to identify this feasible region, we need to consider the conditions, whether the condition contains less than or equal to sign or greater than or equal to sign or equal to sign. On the basis of that, the feasible region changes. So instead of discussing more detail about that, just what is feasible region? Feasible region is any bounded region or unbounded region which gives different solutions that are the feasible solutions, and any solution or any range of solution that comes within this region is called as feasible region. And for feasible region, what are the boundaries of that feasible region? That boundaries you have to, the values of that boundaries you have to identify either by inspection or by some equation solving methods. You can identify those values. How to identify those things, that also we'll discuss with the help of some examples. So in graphical method, the coordinates of all corner points of feasible region. So this is my feasible region, all corner points that you have to determine, and then the value of objective function at each of these points is computed, and these value at point A, B, C, every time this value you have to put in your objective function, and you have to check whether by putting this value of coordinates, whether that objective function becomes optimum or not. To solve this graphical method, we have to get understood some major steps that are involved in graphical method. The first step that is used to solve the LPP using graphical method is that state the problem mathematically. If the problem is not in mathematical format, if it is available in you can say sentence format, or not available in standard format of LPP, then you have to formulate that problem in mathematical form. This is the first step. The how to formulate this, that we have discussed in previous lecture. Once the problem is converted in mathematical format, then second thing is write all the constraints in the form of equation and draw a graph. on the basis of constraints, by taking into consideration constraints, values of this variable x1, x2, and their coefficient, you have to solve this equation and draw a graph. How to draw a graph, that we'll see. The third step is find the feasible region. The feasible region may be bounded, may be unbounded. Bounded means if region has a close boundaries, then that region is called as bounded region of feasible solution. And if the boundaries are not bounded, then that is unbounded or non-bounded feasible region. Then find the coordinates of each vertex. Vertex is nothing but corner point of a feasible region. The coordinates of a vertex can be determined either by inspection or by solving two equations of the lines intersecting the point. So when you are solving any example on graphical method, some points may lie on boundaries of x and y axis. So by just inspection, we can determine what are the coordinate value of that points. But there are some points that may be lies in between the first quadrant or second quadrant or third quadrant or fourth quadrant of your graph. So by solving the intersection of that coordinate, we found by intersection of which lines, by solving that equation, you can identify the intersection points, or we can determine the value of the coordinate of that particular point. How to solve that, we will see one example. Then by substituting these corner points in the objective functions, you can get values of objective functions. So when you are substituting these corner point values in objective function, you are getting a list of answers, and list of answers nothing but my feasible solutions. That list of answers that we are getting by putting the value of those corner points in your objective function is nothing but my feasible solutions. And out of that feasible solutions, you have to select optimum solution. And for that, if the problem is maximization, then select maximum value from the feasible solutions. And if the problem is minimization, then select minimum value from the feasible solutions. So these are the some steps that you have to follow while solving LPP using graphical method. Now see one simple example. In example, they have given LPP for maximization problem using graphical method. So the example is maximize z is equal to 2x1 plus 5x2 subject to the condition x1 plus 4x2 less than equal to 24, 3x1 plus x2 less than equal to 21, x1 plus x2 less than 9, and x1 x2 greater than equal to 0. So we know the nomenclature that we are going to use over here. So this is nothing but my objective function. Here I have to identify value of z, which is a maximum value, by putting value of x1 and x2. So to determine the value of x1 and x2, we have to consider these constraints, these conditions. I have to select the value of x1 and x2 in such a way that that value should be less than or equal to 24, that value should be less than or equal to 21, that value should be less than or equal to 9. So what are the possible values that fulfills all constraints? Those values are called as feasible solutions. But when we are putting that value in this objective function, and if you get the maximum value, then that value is called as optimum solution or optimum value. Okay, so this is my objective function and these are my conditions. To solve this problem using graphical method, the first thing is that we have to check whether your objective function contains two decision variables or not. So here there are two variables x1 and x2. So we can understood this example can be solved using graphical method. If there are more than two variables, then at the beginning we can get understood this method, this example cannot be solved using graphical method, that you have to select other types of method to solve this example. So the first thing that we identify this example can be solved using graphical method. Now the second thing is that when you are drawing any graph, you should know the coordinate points, or we can say the quadrants. When you are drawing any graph, the horizontal axis is called as x-axis and vertical axis is called as y-axis. And on this graph, always the first variable we are showing on x-axis and second variable we are showing on y-axis. If both variables value is positive, then that variable, the feasible region optimal solution lies between the first quadrant. If the first variable value is negative and second variable value is positive, then your graph may come in second quadrant. If your first variable value is negative and second variable value is also negative, then your graph may lies in third quadrant. And if your first variable value is positive and second variable value is negative, then your graph may lies in between fourth quadrant. So in this example, they have given the x1 and x2 greater than or equal to 0, means value of x1 should be greater than or equal to 0 and value of x2 should be greater than or equal to 0, means both values are positive. So this graph must lie in between in this first quadrant. Since the both decision variable x1 and x2 are non-negative, the solution lies in first quadrant. So we have identified where my graph lies in first quadrant. Second step is that you have to remove the inequalities from your constraint. So write all inequalities of the constraint in the form of equation. So what you have to do, just remove these inequality signs and put equal to sign in the given constraint. So in my first constraint, if I remove this less than equal to sign, then what I will get, x1 plus 4x2 is equal to 24. This is my first equation. Likewise, I have to remove this less than equal to sign from second equation. Second constraint, I get 3x1 plus x2 is equal to 21 is my second equation. And if I remove this less than equal to sign from this third constraint, then I will get x1 plus x2 is equal to 9. This is my third equation. So I have converted this constraint into equations by removing inequalities. Then for the first equation, I have to calculate the value of x1 and value of x2. So what I am assuming here, in first equation, if I put value of x1 is equal to 0, then it is possible for me to identify value of x2. So just I am putting value of x1 equal to 0 in equation 1, we get 4x2 is equal to 24 because x1 is equal to 0. So 4x2 is equal to 24. Hence x2 is equal to 4 is a coefficient of x2, so that I have to divide to right hand side. So x2 is equal to 24 divided by 4, that is equal to 6. So when I put value of x1 equal to 0, I got x2 is equal to 6. In vice versa, if I put value of x2 is equal to 0 in this equation, if I put value of x2 equal to 0 in equation 1, we get x1 is equal to 24. So from the first line, I got 2 points. Therefore, coordinate points of equation 1 will be 0, 6. Always consider the first point is the value of x1, second point is the value of x2. So for this case, x1 is 0, x2 is 6, 0, 6. And for second case, value of x1 is 24 and x2 is 0. So these two coordinate points I have identified for the first line. Likewise, just you have to put the value of x1 is equal to 0 in second equation, and then value of x2 equal to 0 in second equation. You will get coordinate points of x2 and x3 also. So likewise, the second equation is 3x1 plus x2 is equal to 21. So if I put value of x1 equal to 0, then I will get, when value of x1 equal to 0 in equation 2, we get x2 is equal to 21. And if I put x2 is equal to 0 in equation 2, we get 3x1 equal to 21, because this is 0. 3x1 equal to 21. Hence x1 is equal to 21 divided by 3, that is equal to 7. Therefore, coordinate points of equation 2 are 0, 21 and 7, 0. Because here the first parameter is x1 and x1 is 7. That's why I have taken over here 7 and x2 is 0 here. Likewise, in third equation, x1 plus x2 is equal to 9. If I put value of x1 is equal to 0, then equation 3 we get x2 is equal to 9. And if we put x2 is equal to 0 in equation 3, we get x1 is equal to 9. So the coordinate points of equation 3 are 0, 9 and 9, 0. In this fashion, you have to identify coordinate points of each equation. From the conditions from the constraints we can identify. If your example contains 3 conditions or 3 constraints, then there is a probability of, there is a assurance of having 3 lines of graph on your graph. So in this example, 3 conditions were given. So there is a probability, there is a chance of having 3 lines on your graph. Okay, now see, for the first equation, we have identified points 0, 6 and 24, 0. For second equation, we have identified the points 0, 21, 7, 0. And for third equation, we have identified points 0, 9 and 9, 0. For that, just you have to draw a graph. As usual, I have drawn the graph. Horizontal axis I have given name x1, and vertical axis I have given name x2. From these values, I have to identify these are the value of x1, these are the value of x2, these are the value of x1, these are the value of x2. So what is the maximum value of x1? That is 24. And what is the maximum value of x2? That is 21. So when you are drawing a graph, you have to consider some units. So while taking these units, we have to draw a graph which is more than 24 size, because 24 is the highest value of x1. So I have taken up to 26. Likewise, for x2, highest value is 21. So I have considered highest value up to 24. And for each single unit, I have given a value of 2. So 2, 4, 6 up to 24 likewise. Okay. Now just see this graph I have drawn, and I have given the units. To identify the units, what I have to do? We have to check this is the first value is x1. Out of these first values, which is the maximum value 24. So the graph should be more than 24 values, units. Likewise, for x2, we have to identify which is upper limit or which is maximum 21. So my x2 value should be more than 21. So if I draw up to 22, that is also valid. But I have drawn up to this graph up to mark this graph up to 24. So first step, you have to draw x-axis, y-axis, give the name x1 and x2. Also, you have to identify the units of maximum size, maximum units on x1, maximum units on x2. Once you identify that, then you have to draw the lines. To draw the line, what you have to check? For first equation, first point is 0, 6. So this point indicates value of x1 equal to 0, value of x2 is equal to 0. So here x1 value is 0 and x2 value is 6. So this point I have identified, because x1 value is 0 and x2 value is 6, that is over here. Then second point is x1 value is 24 and x2 value is 0. So x1 value is 24 here and x2 value is 0. So 24, 0 point lies over here, because this is indicates that this is horizontal line where x value is 24 but y value is 0. Then I have to join these 2 points. When we are drawing a line, then line must have arrows on both sides. This is my first line for first equation. The second line will be drawn from this equation number 2. So 0, 21. So 0, this is a 0, this is a 21. That point I have identified over here. And second point is 7, 0. So first point is we have to check on x-axis and y-axis. X-axis and y-axis. So y-axis is 0. So we have to point out that value, that point on x-axis. This is 7, 0. So 7, 0 and 0, 21. This point I have to connect with the help of a line. This is my second equation or second line. For third line, 0, 9, 0, 9, 0. So 0, 9, 0, 9. This is my third equation line. So by considering the equations and their coordinate points, I have to draw a line which connects these 2 coordinates. So on the basis of the equation, I have drawn these lines. Now the second point and third point is that you have to identify the feasible region. So how to identify feasible region? For that, you have to check your conditions, your constraints that are given in your example. So the first equation contains less than equal to sign. Second equation contains less than equal to sign. Third equation contains less than equal to sign. There is a rule to decide the feasible region. What is the rule? If your constraint function has less than equal to sign, if your constraint function has less than equal to sign, then feasible region is toward origin. Then feasible region will be toward origin. Origin is nothing but this point. That feasible region is towards this side, or we can say below the line. If the constraint function contains less than equal to sign, then your feasible region is toward the origin or below the line. So here all three conditions or all three constraint equation has less than equal to sign. So what this indicates? My feasible region is toward origin. So for first line, what is for first line? What was the constraint? 0,6, 24, 0. So this is the line. So feasible region is towards the origin, means all regions that below the line will be feasible for constraint 1. Likewise, for second line, all regions that is below line or toward origin is my feasible region. And for third line, that is also contains less than equal to sign. So all regions which is below line is my feasible region. Now what you have to do? You have to select any region which is common for three lines, which is common for three lines, which is below to three lines. So in that case, I got this as my feasible region, because this region is below all lines, below all lines, below all lines. So O, A, B, C, D is my feasible region. Here the feasible region is bounded feasible region, because this is having all boundaries. This region is having all boundaries. That's why this region is called as feasible region. If your region is in this fashion, this point, this point, and this point, and above the lines, then this is unbounded region. But in this case, this is my bounded region for my feasible region. So my feasible regions are O, A, B, C, D. O, A, B, C, D. From this, by naked eyes, we can identify the value of point D is 0,6. Point of value of O is 0,0. Point A values are 7,0. But with naked eyes, it is not possible to identify what is the value of point C, what is value of point B. For that, you have to solve example. Okay, so how to identify the value of B? For that, point B is the intersection of equation line 2 and 3. This line is x1 plus x2 is equal to 9. This is my equation number 3. And this is 3x1 plus x2 is equal to 21 is my equation number 2. So this point is intersection of these two lines. So we have to solve these line expressions. So 3x1 plus x2 is equal to 21, x1 plus x2 is equal to 9. So I have to solve, I have to identify value of x1 and x2 here. So for that purpose, I have to either remove the value of, I have to cancel the value of x1 or x2. So in this case, cancellation of x2 value is very easy. Means if I subtract equation 3 from equation 1, automatically the x2 will get cancelled. Only the x1 will remain, and that by solving that, we can identify value of x1. So when you subtract equation 3 from equation 2, we get 3x1 minus x1. 3x1 minus x1 is 2x1. x2 minus x2 is 0. So that is cancelled. 21 minus 9 is 12. So 2x1 is equal to 12. And x1 is equal to 12 divided by 2, that is equal to 6. So we got x1 point as a 6. Now put this x1 equal to 6 in equation number 3. We can put this in equation 3 or equation 2, anywhere. And if you solve that expression, we will get the corresponding value of x2. So in here, when you put the value of x1 is equal to 6 in equation 3, this is my equation 3, we get 6 plus x2 is equal to 9. So just I am putting value 6 here. 6 plus x2 is equal to 9. That is equal to x2 is equal to this is a plus sign, this is addition. So when we move that number to right hand side, then that will become negative. So x2 is equal to 9 minus 6, that is equal to 3. Hence, the coordinate points at B will be 6, 3. That we have written over here. B is equal to 6, 3. Likewise, we have to calculate the coordinate points at C. For that, we have to consider which two lines are intersecting over here. For that, point C is intersection of equation line 1 and 3. So this is my equation line 1 and this is my equation number line 3. So this is intersection of these two lines. So same, this you have to solve by cancelling either value of x1 or x2. So in this case also, if I subtract this equation number 3 from equation number 1, x1 will be get removed, and we can solve that example. So when you subtract equation 3 from equation 1, we get x1 get cancelled. 4x2 minus x2 is equal to 3x2. 24 minus 9 is equal to 15. So x2 is equal to 15 divided by 3, that is equal to 5. So x2 is equal to 5. If you put the value of x2 equal to 5 in equation number 3, we get, when you put value of x2 equal to 5 in equation 3, we get x1 plus 5 is equal to 9. Therefore, x1 is equal to 9 minus 5, because here is addition sign, here is addition sign. Automatically, when you move that number to the right hand side, that becomes negative, minus sign. So 9 minus 5 is 4. Hence, C is equal to 4, 5. Means x1 is 4 and x2 is 5. So point C having values 4, 5. So in this fashion, you have to identify coordinate point of all boundaries of feasible region. Now, we know we are having the objective function z is equal to 2x1 plus 5x2, and we have identified O, A, B, C, D as a feasible regions boundaries. So coordinate points of O is, this is O point, is 0, 0. Coordinate points at A point is 7, 0. Point B is 6, 3. Point C is 4, 5. Point D is 0, 6. Now what you have to do? This first value is value of x1, this value is value of x2. Just put these values in this objective function. So if I put value of x1 equal to 0, value of x2 is equal to 0 in this equation, 2 into 0, 0, plus 5 into 0, 0. So 0 plus 0 is 5. 0 plus 0 is 0. Now second equation, if I put value of x1 equal to 7 and x2 is equal to 0 in this objective function, I get 7 into 2 is 14, plus 5 into 0, 0. 0 plus 14, 14. Likewise, if I put value of 6 in place of x1, value of 3 in place of x2, and solve the example, I get value of z equal to 27. If I put value of x1 equal to 4, value of x2 is equal to 5, and solve this expression, I get value of z equal to 33. Likewise, if I put value of x1 equal to 0 and x2 equal to 6 in this equation, we will get the value of z. So these are called as feasible solutions. These solutions are called as feasible solutions. But out of these feasible solutions, which is the optimum solution? For that, we have to check maximum value of z occur at z, because in our example, they have asked you to calculate the maximum profit or maximum value of z. So here, out of these feasible values, the maximum value is 33, and which is at point C. Therefore, the solution is x1 is equal to 4, x2 is equal to 5, and z max or max z is equal to 33. This is a solution. In this fashion, we can solve LPP using graphical method.